Kia ora collective and welcome to the channel Tarot by Amber Sun. Ko Amber toku ingoa. My name is Amber and I'm going to be doing a collective reading. Now I'm going to be using tarot. We have the Millennium Thoth deck and the Crow Tarot. So I'm going to be tapping into the collective energy and we'll see what messages are going to come through. So I've pre-shuffled and I've done a karakia or a prayer beforehand, which I usually do. If this reading is resonating for you, leave a like, comment, subscribe to support my channel. Love it when cards flip out by themselves. Nice. Okay, I'm going to start with these four. So we have the Prince of Swords, the Chariot, Judgment, and Hierophant. I think I'm going to continue with this deck. Pull a few more cards. Should I clarify these cards? No, not with this deck. We'll get some more messages, but wow. Excellent. Collective, give me a moment to just tune into what's here, but already I'm just going to start channeling. So straight away we've got swords. We have Prince of Swords, Four of Swords, Queen of Swords, Seven of Swords, and then we have one Ace of Pentacles, three major arcana. Immediately, what I'm channeling for the collective message is there is this is mental realm. Okay, we're talking about our mentality, our mental health, our thoughts, ideas, our thinking, our processing of how we think, and information. Okay, with this reading I feel that there's ton of mental energy coming through the collective. So some of you may be feeling like I'm almost like what I'm getting the vision of is like, I don't even know how you would explain it, but like you know when you get like a screen, a computer screen that has like all this data, I suppose you could say coding, right? So I'm seeing all this data, so downloading, I guess you could say. There's a lot of mental downloading going on within the collective. So this image of a screen with all this coding going, you know, just like coding going, what's the word? It's just continuous, like the screen keeps going with all these codes. These codes are messages, and I think we're in the process of downloading information, processing information, thoughts, ideas, but also deciphering information and how we process the information that we're receiving. So this information is also related to it's related to subconscious, but also it's related to information that we already have stored in our data, that we already have stored in our mind, in our mental realm, shall we say. Hopefully this is resonating with some of you who are listening. Otherwise you probably would have clicked off by now. But there's a swift, going back to the tarot cards, there's a swift movement of information downloading, processing, deciphering, okay? Because when you get like a whole bunch of symbols and information, letters, words, symbols coming through, if you do not have the right, I guess, system to process the information, it just looks like a bunch of words. It looks like a bunch of symbols. And so I think what Collective is doing at this time on a 3D level is we are shifting through information, and this information is directly related to a judgment, okay, judgment energy. So Chariot is a swift movement. It's very focused, it's very determined. There is nothing in blocking the Chariot energy. So as this information comes through, it's coming through swift and fast. And it's already there, it's already being downloaded. But in order for us to, I guess in the 3D, coming back down to 3D again, we're shifting through old patterns, thoughts, ideas. We're also deciphering a lot of information that has been sitting there, but a lot of us are having aha moments like, if we actually step back and process and analyze the information that we've already, our thought patterns, we're starting to see connections now of connections of what it means, and what coming to some totality about what some of the information that we've had stored, what it actually means. And we're coming into these aha moments, and it's because of this judgment energy here. So judgment energy is a reawakening. This is the Phoenix rising. This is an understanding of a shedding and a releasing of the past in order to rise again from the ashes into a new consciousness, a new awareness, a new awakening. And in this awakening, this woman here, is depicted in the cosmos, right? So in the sky, in the night sky, in the galaxy, in the cosmos. So that's where clarity is. So we're coming into this clarity of all this information that we have been processing. Now, in the cosmos, we are everything, every star, every galaxy is perfectly positioned by the universe, by the divine, by God. There is not one star out of place. There is not one galaxy that isn't perfectly designed and positioned and patterned. And this is clarity. This is perfection. This is divine perfection, right? So we're going through this ascension of deciphering all this information, and we're coming into some kind of clarity because we are leveling up. We are letting go of what information we do not need, that is no longer valid. I'm just saying error. And we're taking the information that needs to be deciphered, and what we're doing is we're transmuting information so that it can be released. Okay, release is the big word here, because that's judgment. It's release. It's a release of the deciphering of information, mental energy, mental thoughts that are now being processed and stored into their correct compartments and being released, so that we can free up this mental energy, free up the information. Okay, so what does that mean on a collective level? I feel that it means that a lot of us are processing information and we're having aha moments and we're going, right, this is what that means. Now I understand this, I can release it, and that frees up mental energy. And this is quite a fast process because we've got the Chariot here. And some of us are having to rest, heal, rejuvenate. This is the Four of Swords. Of all the swords in the tarot, the Four of Swords has the energy of calmness, of release, of healing, and I'm also picking up when I talked about the cosmos being in perfect design, perfect harmony. This is also the Four Swords. You know, it's a perfect design, and in that perfection is peace, it's healing, it's harmony. Then we have the Queen of Swords. When we're processing the information, what the Queen of Swords does is she makes a judgment call, and she uses her sword to make a judgment call, and the sword that she's holding is the truth. So this is the other download that I'm getting, that I'm channeling here, is that there's a lot of deciphering information in order to bring truth and clarity. And on 3D level, this means that we're in the process now, we're actioning truth within ourselves. So what's our own personal truth? If we decipher all the information we hold within our mental energy, which can be beliefs, thoughts, ideas that we grew up with, learning, education, what we're doing is we're deciphering this information now and streamlining it. And I guess you could say the sword is the material, physical symbol of clarity and truth. And what we're doing is we're using the sword now to cut out anything that is not of truth, okay? Because judgment is truth as well. It's releasing anything that is no longer valid, anything that has an error symbol, anything that is unable to be processed, and it's cutting it away in order for clarity and an awakening, a leveling up to occur. So a lot of you will be speaking your mind, speaking your truth, using word. If you have a social media platform, you're using that to decipher your own truth. And this truth aligns with the divine. So the divine in your world can be God. If you, whatever is your divine source, okay? And see, she's holding this man's head in this particular deck. So the head, again, is mental realm, thought, thinking, ideas. So she's cutting out anything. I know it's kind of gory, but she's holding the head, and that's a symbol of cutting away old thoughts, ideas, patterns that no longer serve the truth, okay? So this can also symbolize lies and deceit, because here we have the Seven of Swords, which is deception. This is the sword of truth here, this one sword, but then we have these 6 swords kind of not attacking, but almost like challenging the truth, okay? And so collectively we are cutting out anything that is manipulative, anything that holds no truth, anything that is deceitful, because it does not correlate with the divine perfection, with the divine plan, with the divine pattern, with the divine placement, with the divine clarity. And we're cutting that out, and that's symbolized here by this beautiful Queen of Swords. Now the Queen of Swords energy she is very ruthless, she is very truthful, she upholds, she's been through her battles, okay? She's learnt how to do this. She's learnt how to do this by experience. And a lot of the collective will be now tapping into their own truth, personal truth, and cutting away anything that does not uphold. And I think there is importance in the importance of doing this, collective, is to streamline data, streamline information in order for clarity and for the divine to have not perfection, but to have perfect placement in order for clarity and a leveling up to occur. So then we have the Ace of Pentacles, with the Hierophant. And what the Ace of Pentacles does is a new beginning. It's a new beginning on the the material plane. And what the material plane does is it is something that we can physically see, feel, use, utilize, and it's in, it can also be connected in tarot to money, finances, career, abundance, career opportunities. It's the energy of creating, or the seed, shall we say, is the seed. So in this new beginning, there is a seed that needs to be grown. It's the potential. It's the infinite potential. I love how it's underneath the Judgment card. With this particular deck, it's quite interesting because this to me looks like a tree stump. So this pentacle is sitting on a tree stump, and you have all this green around it, which is related, for me, it's heart chakra. So the heart-centered abundance, the seed, which has the potential, infinite potential. So yes, now that makes sense now. The reason why we're doing this, collective, is we're streamlining the truth, is because we're protecting, and I get the same energy from this Queen of Swords, is she's had to cut away anything that is not of the truth because she's protecting something. And what she's protecting is the seed of infinite potential. And this seed is infinitely, and I'm just looking at this here in this phoenix, there's like a sun, or I'm not too sure what that is, but it could be a seed, right? And the power of a seed is it has inside of it, although small and tiny, like these stars here, it has it is gifted infinite potential, because the potential of it to grow into a tree, to bear fruit, that could be an orange, is immense. It's gifted from the divine. A seed is gifted directly from the divine, because it is inside it is placed infinite potential. And this can be related to you, this infinite potential that you're tapping into, divine, within yourself. This could be something that you're working on, a project. This could be fertility. This could be an actual coin, to do with finances and money. The first coin. So one coin can be multiplied into many. The potential for it. So infinite potential, connected. So we're seeking, we're streamlining all this information to truth, cutting out anything that isn't is deceitful, an illusion. And the purpose of this we're protecting the seed is because it's directly connected to the infinite. And so there is meaning and there is purpose in deciphering this mental energy. So if you're feeling quite bogged down mentally, you're going through a hard time, a challenging time mentally, just know that there is an infinite divine purpose. And that purpose is for you to decipher what is truthful for you and to start making to rest your mind, your body, okay, to rest, because in that you are able to then make decisions to cut away solid decisions with your personal sword of truth, to cut out anything that is, not supporting your truth. So anything that provides, that gives you like challenges. So that's deceit, lies, manipulation. In order to protect the seed of that holds infinite possibilities within you to grow, to come into an awakening. So I guess a lot of us will be having some mental processing. The message is to rest, to find rejuvenation in order to find your truth, because you're protecting an infinite potential here. And then we have the Hierophant, which is the last card. Now, okay, so between the infinite potential of a seed and the awakening of judgment, which is connection to divine, we have our spiritual leaders, our spiritual mentors, our religious hierarchy, whatever it is that we are. I just feel like this is about divine protection, divine knowledge, divine tradition. There is, I'm going to get a clarifier on that. I just see cosmos, then I see 3D earth plane, the tree stump, the seed, and then the physical persona, or the physical person that is kind of like the in-between the cosmos and the physical plane. There is a person who is kind of like the gatekeeper in between these realms. And that may be where the collective needs to gain knowledge from in order to help decipher their mental energy. But I'm going to get a clarifier on the Hierophant. I know this is quite different, this reading. I haven't done a reading for about a week now, so okay, I think this one wanted to come out. The Wheel of Fortune. Right. Yeah, okay. So when I talked about processing, I'm just seeing all the circles. Disc, circle, 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 circle. There's something about divinity, circle. There's something about divine patterns, divine perfection within patterns and designs. The Wheel of Fortune is clarifying the Hierophant. So this is fate. This is fated. This is divine timing. This is also a shift. This is movement. So like the wheel shifts and turns, right? So we're going through this process of a shifting, of downloading, of processing, of analyzing, deciphering this information on the mental realm in order to bring clarity of truth and to protect this infinite possibility. And what I find interesting is in this card with the Wheel of Fortune, we have these crows in this wheel, and there's this kind of center part, which we could say is that Ace of Pentacles, which is the seed of infinite possibility, and it's almost like they're protecting it. So within this, there's a process happening, there's a divine timing, there's a divine pattern, shall we say, but there's also movement, there's fate, it's a shifting of consciousness. We've also got movement here with the Prince of Swords, which is what I picked up really fast in this as I was pulling the cards. He is on this chariot, and it's movement, right? It's forward movement. That's how fast mental energy and thought works. It is super fast. And then we have the chariot here, which this knight is also on the chariot. Okay, so this is movement. And thought, the processing of thought is probably the fastest type of movement. You know, we can change thought in a second. We can change an idea in a moment. We can change a vision. We can change a dream, a fantasy, a word, that mental realm. We could change a story in a moment, and it's that quick shifting energy that's happening, that we're processing right now. And it's happening so fast that some of us are feeling tired, and we're not realizing that we need to rest in order for clarity of truth to come through. But this Wheel of Fortune is just clarifying for me that the Hierophant keeps the information grounded. Anyways, I think I'm going to leave the reading here. Hopefully someone was able to take something from this reading. I know that I did probably more channeling than tarot, but that's just how the energy flows sometimes. So I will leave this reading with you, collective, and I will see you again at my next reading. Ka kite anō.